Hi. As you can see, we finally have pollution. We are using all that pollution to synthesize steel inside these God-sent furnaces. By the way, unlike some of you might be thinking, this pollution is not made by the furnaces but by all the farts of the cows around this area. Insert yo mama joke here. Now, let me do a fast recap of how far we are from building our Stargate, that we will use to go back into our basement. Here you can check our different armors. One for cow ranching and one for Faraday caging ourselves from God's thunders. By the way, we now got a lot of stuff stocked up. Here we have 2 coke ovens. These make our precious creosote oil and some charcoal as byproduct. For the moment, the oil is moved into this tank here. Later we will be using it for lubricant. Here we have our backup burner running on sulfur. We power it up when our steam tank runs low. And this is the workshop we build using our magic knife wand. Here we have our solar boilers that give us a little bit of free steam. And the water tanks. We are also farming some slime for the raw rubber. And some normal resin, because some recipes need that. Now, let me show you some of my ordinary normal day life. We start by collecting some of the processes materials from our machinery. And we feed some of it back into other machinery for further processing. Now, using the same water cauldron, we shall make some fresh dough and also wash some rocks. Then we make some concrete and proceed into making more furnace bricks. And also some more controllers. And now we add 2 more furnaces, for even more fart absorption. I'm starting to wonder if it is time to kill some of these cows. Here you can pause if you want to check what my tools are made out of. Now, some of you might think that the best way of making charcoal is by grinding a dozen of coke ovens. Then proceed into making all the required setup and then go A.F.K. I do not agree with that. I think it is way faster to just use a charcoal pit igniter. Look at how fast you can make 9 stacks of charcoal that way. I know that automation is the core of the pack, but look. By the time you finish your setup, you could already have unlocked oil, which will make the oven setup look like a joke. The longest part is filling it up with logs. That is why we are going to rush. The builders want to fix that issue as soon as we get into LV. We are compressing the charcoal into blocks so that furnaces will run longer with no need to check on them. Also, gathering wood with this axe is way faster than setting up a farm in the current tier. It is now time to do some crafting. We already have resistors, so we now shall do some vacuum tubes. And now we can complete it all into our first single electronic circuit. And that's how we got into LV. Hello bots scraping the net. As you can see, we now have some LV machinery. And, over there, we are building a new basement. We will use it for stuff that shall not be seen by normal people. We have also made a lot of improvements on the roof. We now have 8 water tanks and 21 high-pressure solar boilers, which will produce the equivalent of 180 EU per tick. Now I think it is time for some crafting montage sequence with some low-cost music. Okay, that is what we have managed to get during the break. Now, I think the first thing we will want to craft is an EBF. We shall collect the relative materials and find a suitable spot. It will require a lot of power, so it shall be close to the tank hatch. That way, we can be cheaper on the large pipes. And now all it's left is to turn it on and make our fist aluminium ingot. However, aluminium is not our only priority here. We will also need to do our shady stuff in our shady basement. We are going to turn black gold into piss-colored and mold-colored gold. First of all, we have to extract the black stuff from the blue stuff. Some stone and a pump should be able to help us with that. Before starting the conversion, we will need to start stocking up some oxygen and some hydrogen. We are going to do that by electrolyzing water. We shall do that in this corner. Then we connect the pipes and we check that the gases are reaching the tanks. Now we start to distill the oil. Okay, this is harder to explain than I thought, so let me just have a 30x speed sequence. Okay, so, here we have the yellow stuff, the orange stuff, the grey stuff, and the black dust. Now, this spaghetti bowl is too convoluted for naked human eyes. We shall cover it all with some concrete and call it God's magic plant. Now, here we can dump in here the oil. And here, we have the outputs, all clean with no view to the spaghetti. You might be wondering why I'm making polyethylene right now. I shall give you a hint with our next plant. As you probably have guessed, we now have silicon. Solar-grade silicon. And now, with the power of these 4 diodes, I can say,
full bridge rectifier.
Hello human beings. We have made some progress since last time. We are now in the HV tier. Let's have a fast tour of our current base. We won't be staying there for long, since we will be moving to the garden world as soon as we have access to AE2. Here we have our main workshop with the machines that we are manually using every day. We have 2 EBFs. This is the LV array. Here we have our old trusty steam machines. This is the MV set. And here we have our primitive vacuum freezer. Let's have a look at the power generation. This is the main battery buffer. We have a cover on it that will enable charging from diesel when the batteries run low. The detector cover activates a controller cover on a cable with a shutter module. And here we have our 6 combustion generators running on diesel. Now, let's have a look at the roof. We have our free energy production, composed of 70 high-pressure solar boilers. They will produce 25,000 steam each second, which should be around 630 EU per tick. Before going into the main EU buffer, the boilers will fill this tank here, which buffers steam for the old machines. We have 3 MV turbines and 4 LV for the conversion. And here you can see the 20 water tanks filling the boilers. Now let's have a look at our farm. Under my feet, you can see wheat, glowstone and cotton. In this contraption, we have the ore eberies for aluminium, gold and experience. For some reason, they are not being collected. Now that's an issue. It turns out that we are out of power, since it is now raining and this farm is solar powered. And here you can check the piping. First we fill the drawers and then we process the berries into dusts. Here we still have our smeltery. And here we are making some room for magic stuff. Under these stairs, we are starting to making a small ore processing plant. Currently, we can crush, wash, centrifuge, thermal centrifuge and sift ores. We have stocked up some silicon. Here we now have diesel and TNT instead of light fuel. And this is the tank for oil and a drawer for oil sands. Now we shall have a crafting montage before the bonus trolling clip. Okay. Safety goes third, after fun and money. That is why we are putting on our tinfoil helmet. As you can see, weird stuff is starting to happen now that the tinfoil helmet is isolating us from God. And the instructions are too long for this video. Okay, now it is time to go outside and make an oatmeal in our new microwave oven. We have a 128 volts outlet for the outside appliances. However, this microwave is only 32 volts. We shall use some cable to create enough loss to make it so that the oven can safely run on 128 volts. This should be enough. Now let's cover the oven from the rain before it's too late. Since there is a legend about not putting eggs inside microwaves, let's make this safer by having it feeded in by a pipe. And let's make us a shelter. Now let's grab an egg. And here it goes. Looks like the legend was true. Put an egg in your microwave if you want to mow your grass effortlessly. by people. It also looks like this gave us some nice effects. Look at how cool the sunset looks now. Now let's have some sleep in this purified area with fresh air. Quick update. This is the new compressor. This is the pollution containment room. It's quite small, but, as you can see, it has hundreds of thousands of pollutions inside. EBFs with better coils. Ice cream machine. And some other goodies. We have also built something in the nether. A wither skull farm. We then proceed to kill 9 withers. That costed us 4 backups, by the way. And that's how we wasted a lot of resources. No sword of the cosmos, unfortunately. We have also done some magic research, and, after a lot of work, we have finally completed the device that will bring us to God. This time we did read the instruction and, after learning from our past, this time, we are doing a backup before doing an OPC. And now we can finally go conquer the space. As you can see, the Earth is flat, unlike some weird books tell you. After a dangerous landing and a long exploration, we have finally managed to find a moon dungeon. And after killing its boss, we have unlocked the Tier 2 rocket schematic. And our reward is a personal dimension where there are no dangers outside of ourselves. So, let's start paving the roads and the layout of our new, definitive base. This took quite a lot of time and effort, but nothing really worth showing.